Okay, here we go. So, I apologize for being away today. This will be the last time for a while that I am out of the classroom. I promise. And look forward to Friday. Friday is birthday day, and I have a special surprise that I don't think anyone has had, or very few people have had. So, today we're going to be mixing one thing you love and one thing you hate. I wouldn't say hate, struggle with sometimes, is algebra, which is the one thing it's not too fun of, but measurement, which is good. So here we go. So given this shape over here, give the expression for the perimeter. Okay. So the perimeter is just adding up the outside, which we're fine with. So if we look here, we have the outside here, we have the outside here, and this side is going to equal to that side. So we can say this is 3x as well. We're kind of good there. Now what is going to be, we have this and we have this. So I can even say that's x and be fine there. But what are these parts going to be? Well, if we know this full side is 6x plus 3, and there's 3 equal parts here, that means we can go 6x plus 3 divided by 3. I gotta put brackets around there, which would equal, if we divide 6x by 3, we get 2x. If we divide 3 by 3, we get 1. Oops. Plus 1. So each one of these is 2x plus 1. Which will make this one 2x plus 1, and also this one 2x plus 1. Therefore, if we want to do the perimeter, we could go all the way around the outside. So let's do that. So we have 2x plus 1. And we have that 3 times. So I'm going to do a little cheating here. Oops. Plus this, 2x plus 1, plus 2x plus 1. So that takes care of these 3. Now let's do this x and this x. This x should be up here. Plus x plus the 3x plus the other 3x plus 6x plus 3. So we've got everything there. Now we just have to go through and collect our like terms. So if we highlight our like terms here in yellow, we're going to collect all these x's up. So 2 plus 2 is 4, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 20. So 20x, let's double check that. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, 7, 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 3 is 14. There we go. Let's add our numbers up. So we have 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, sorry. So that's going to be plus 6. So there is our simplified, okay. So here's our simplified expression right here. 20x plus 6. Perfect. So that's our for perimeter. Now if we know the perimeter is 386, so the perimeter is equal to our simplified expression here. Therefore, we can substitute in for the perimeter. 386 equals 20x plus 6. So now we need to isolate our x. So we're going to move this 6 over to the other side. It's a plus on this side, so it's going to become a minus on this side, which will equal 386 minus 6 equals 20x, and then the math of that says that's 390 equals 20x. And then we have to move the 20 over, so it's going to be, oops, that is 380. 386, so that's going to be 80 right there. Then this is going to equal 380 divided by 20, because we're going to divide by the coefficient. So So that's going to equal, x is going to equal 19 centimeters in the end, because our measurement's in centimeters. So now, so that is what x is equals. And we could find what each side equals, but we're not asked to do that. Now here's a tough one. Give the expression for the area. All right, so we have a composite shape here. So essentially we have a big square with a little square on top, as such. So we're going to take those, and if we remember, area equals length times width. So in this case, it's going to be area is going to equal length times width plus length times width. As in, the area of this one plus the area of this one. So let's plug in what we know here. So if we take a look at the yellow one, and the yellow one's going to match up here. So this is the pink one up here, and this is the yellow one here. So if we take a look at the yellow one, our length and width is x times 2x plus 1 plus our pink one is going to be 3x times 6x plus 3. So we have the length and the width here. So let's expand here and do our rainbowing. So we're going to rainbow in all our numbers. I'm going to do this to show a little further. We're going to rainbow in here and in here. So 2 times 1 is going to be 2, and x times x is going to be x squared. And then 1 times x is going to be x. So x times 1 is x. Then we're going to go plus. Then we have 3x times 6x. So 3 times 6 is going to be 18. X times x is also going to be x squared. Now 3 times 3 is going to be 9. And x times, there's no x here, is going to be as such. And then, once again, we do our favorite thing ever, which is collecting like terms. So we're going to plug in. Let me take that out because that might be confusing. We're going to collect our x squares, and we're going to collect our x's. So that is going to be area equals 20x squared plus 9 plus 1 is 10x. And there's our expression for our area of our shape. So length times width times length times width. Length times width of the yellow one, that rectangle, plus the length times width of the bigger one. So, give the expression of the following shape. The volume. Okay. So volume of shape. So volume equals length times width times height. So if we look over here, this is my length, this is my width, and this is my height. So let's write that in. So volume equals 3, I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to go width first, just because it might make a little more sense. We're going to go width times height first. So 3x times 4x times 3x plus 5. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply these two together as such. So, oops. 3 times 4 is 12, and x times x is going to be x squared. And we still have 3x plus 5 here. Then, what we'll do is we will once again do a rainbow. Rainbow here, and rainbow here. So volume equals, let's do numbers times numbers. So 12 times 3 is going to be 36. X squared. 30, not 32x squared, my fault. X squared times x. Remember, have a little 1 up here. We're going to add those together. So this is going to be x to the power of 3. Plus 12 times 5 is going to be 60. And x squared, and there's no other x's there, it's going to be x squared all by itself. And that is our answer for that question. So all we're doing is multiplying things together here, right? And we've done that lots of times. It's kind of combining our algebra where we work with exponents with our measurement where we did surface area and volume. So now for the big one. Give the expression for the surface area of the shape. So let's write down our formula first. Surface area equals 2 times WH plus LW plus LH. Okay, so let's start plugging stuff in. We'll leave the 2 out here. Now width times height. So width is 3x, and our height is 4x. Plus length times width. So our length is, I'm going to put width first though, just because it's easier to rainbow going forwards and backwards. 3x plus 5 plus, and we have length and height. So we go 4x times 3x plus 5. And then let's do our math inside there. Oops. For the sake of clarity, because Logo will kill me if it doesn't look pretty. Now we're going to leave the 2 out in front here. 3x times 4x. So 3 times 4 is 12. And x squared, because x times x, we're going to add up those exponents. And I hate the superscript on this. Plus 3x times 3x, so it's going to be 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. Then that's going to be plus 3 times 5 is 15. And we just have x there, so it's supposed to be x. Then my last one, so what I'm doing here as we go across is I'm rainbowing here. That got me this here. I'm going to rainbow here and twice. That got me this here, got me the 9x squared. And this here got me the 15x. And now I'm going to do this rainbow and this rainbow next. So 4x times 3x is going to be 12x squared. One of these days I'll learn the keyboard shortcut for that. Oh, I forgot my plus in here. That's going to be plus 5 times 4 is 20x. I'll close off my bracket. Now, before I bring that 2 in, I'm going to combine like terms here. let's see what I have like. So my x squares are here, and I'll do my x's here. So let's combine everything up. So I still have the 2 outside here. So 12 plus 9 is 21. 21 plus 12 is going to be 33. All right, let's double check that. 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 9 is 33. So 33x squared plus, let's do my x's. I have 15 and 20, so that's going to equal 35x. Then finally, I can rainbow in this 2. And I wait to do it here because then I'm only rainbowing in the 2 numbers. So if I would have done it in the previous one, I would have had the rainbow into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So I'd much rather do 2 numbers because there's less chance to make an error here. So 2 times 22 is 44x squared. Plus 2 times 35 is going to be 70x. Oh, did I write down this number wrong? That's 33. And that's going to be 66 then. Now everyone's going to be excited because I made an error for a little bit, but I did catch it. So my simplified form is going to be 66x squared plus 70. These here are great EQAO questions. They really like putting some stuff like this on. I'll hold it here for a second, just in case anyone needs to write it down. The teacher can pause it, or you can pause this video to double check everything. And good. So, a perfume bottle is shown over here to the right. Right? I do love my perfume. How much perfume will it hold? And I want to restart my computer in an hour, thank you. So perfume is holding, so how much, that's going to be my volume question. Okay? And this here is going to be my, oops. And how much glass is required to make it? That's going to be my surface area question. So, volume formula. And of course, I do not have a EQAO formula sheet with me because I gave them all to you yesterday. So let me look one up on my other screen real quick. Dooba. All right, so volume. So my formula for volume of a cone, so right now I have, so if I'm doing volume first, do I have a cone shape here? No, I don't. All right, so I'm going to take the cone plus the cylinder is going to be my number here. So my volume of a cone equals 1/3 pi, I'm going to go 3.14 times r squared h. And luckily what I know here is I know my, if I kind of cycle through what I know my height. Let's go up here. So this will be my cone measurements up here. So my height equals a half, so I'm going to go 0.5, 0.5. My radius equals 0.75 because I know fully it's 1.5, so half of that. Down here, my height is 1.5, and my radius is once again equal to 0.75. So there's my thing for my cone. Let's write cone here. So then I'm going to plug in my numbers. So the volume equals 1/3 times 3.14 times 0.75 I'm just going to type it out again because it's easier from messing with that number. So that's squared times 0.5. So there's everything from my cone. So that is all going to equal. So the volume of my cone equals, where is it? 0.29. That's inches squared, because all those are in inches. Okay, so that's inches squared. So let's go down and do my volume of my cylinder. So volume of my cylinder formula is pi, so I'm going to write 3.14 because I don't know how to do pi symbol here, times this here. So it's the exact same thing, but just with it divided by 3. So then I'm going to plug everything in. So volume equals 3.14 times 0.75 times 0.75 times 1.5. And that's going to equal 2.65 inches squared. How did I do that? Good. So then my last part here, so my total volume is going to be these added up. Equals 2.65 plus 0.29. Which is going to equal 2.94. And I just lied to you that whole time. That's inches cubed, not squared. So that's my total volume. Now up here it says, I want my answer in volume, but 1 cubic inch equals 0.55 fluid ounces. So what that tells me is I need to multiply this by 0.55. So I'm going to go 2.94 times 0.55 equals 1.617. So I can reduce that to 0.2. That is fluid ounces. So there's my total volume of that shape. Now for surface area. Now for surface area, my formula is, so I'm going to do the same thing, but my formula is going to be a little different here. Because for surface area, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to need the height of this cone. Okay? So within the formula for surface area of, sorry, I need the slant of the cone. Sorry, I need the slant. I need the slant of it because and I'm going to write this out because it's a little bit quicker right off the hop. My surface area, I'm going to do the cone first. This is going to be the worst cone ever by hand. Oh, not that bad. We're going to add up these surface areas though. But my surface area for a cone, I don't need the bottom of it because we're not putting glass on the bottom of it. So I'm going to look on my formula sheet and I'm going to look for the lateral surface only. And the lateral surface says my surface area formula is pi rs. We can find that on our formula sheet. So pi rs. Now we have our radius, which is here, but we don't have s. So we need to find that. So I'm going to make like a little triangle here. Let's make it red here so it really pops out. So I'm going to make a triangle here, as such. And I'll write it out here. So luckily we know the height is 0.5. And we know our radius, which is this big here, is 0.75. So that means we can do our Pythagorean theorem. going to label this one A and label this one B. And we're going to try and find C. So C squared equals A squared plus B squared, which equals 0.5 squared plus 0.75 squared. And that's going to equal, once I add those two together, it's going to equal that plus that equals 0.81. C squared is going to equal that. So what do we need to do to get rid of a square? We need to take the square root of both sides. So what's C equal? What's the slant equal to? Slant is equal to 0.9. So that means that's 0.9 there. So if I were doing my surface area equals, I'm going to make this a little separate here. So that's pi 3.14 times radius, which is 0.75, times our slant, which is 0.9. So equals 2.1 approximately. Then we need the surface area of our cylinder, correct? Of the cylinder. Oh, let me see if I can freehand a cylinder. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. But the key here is we do not need the top here. We don't need the top because there's no glass here in our container that's in the top. So let's take a look at the original formula for our sphere. If you look at our formula sheet, for the base, so as in for the two circles, the formula is surface area 2 pi r squared, which makes sense because there's a circle on top and a circle on the bottom, right? Plus the lateral surface is 2 pi RH. Now we don't need this whole formula. What don't we need? We don't need two circles. We don't need two bases. So I'm just going to get rid of the 2 here. So this is just going to be the one circle at the bottom. Therefore, we can go in and plug all our numbers in from now on. So this is going to be 3.14 times 0.75 times 0.75 plus 2 times 3.14 times, what's the radius? 0.75 times our height is 1.5. You're going to kill me because I'm going to go back here and make the computer do all my math. I hope. It doesn't understand brackets, so I got to get rid of it. See if it works here. If I press equals, Shazam. Let's go 0.3. So now we have the two surface areas, and we can add these together. So now to find the total surface area equals these two numbers added together, 7.3 plus 2.1. Equals, and that's going to be inches squared. Good. Now, last question. A squishy bar is filled with marshmallow and covered with chocolate. Okay. How much marshmallow is required? Okay, so how much marshmallow? So that's filled with chocolate. So the volume part is length times width times height. So it's going to equal 4 times 2 times 0.75 equals 6 fluid ounces of a marshmallow. Perfect. Now surface area is, what was my formula for surface area? Oh, sorry. So let's figure this out. So this means this is a volume question. This is going to be a surface area question. How much chocolate? Because it goes around the outside. My surface area formula is 2 times length times width plus width times height plus length times height. So let's plug in all my numbers. Equals, so surface area equals 2 times 4 times 2, so length times width, plus width times height, so it's going to be 2 times 0.75, plus, and then it's going to be 4 times 0.75. So surface area is going to equal 2 times 12.5. So surface area is going to equal 25 inches squared. Good. I'm going to copy this and just make sure my math is right. Good. It's like that never existed. So now, if marshmallow costs 4 cents per cubic inch, so 4 cents per cubic inch, so our total here, let's make a cost. So it's going to be 6 times 4, which is equal to 24 cents. And then for this one, it's going to cost 1.2 per square inch. So 25 times 1.2, so 30 cents. So our total cost to make it is going to be equal to 24 plus 30 equals 54 cents. Okay. If the company charges 65 cents, how much do they make? All right. So our profit is going to be income minus the cost. So our income is going to be 65 cents that we sell it for, minus the 54 cents it costs us to produce it. So 11-cent profit. Okay, that was a lot for today. So your questions are going to be here, and I'm going to go, as I process this video, I'm going to make an answer key for you. Feel free to go online to OneNote to rewatch the video or to check out the answers. Okay, have a great day, and I see you tomorrow.